YouTube people, my name is CoolPaws96 and today I want to be doing a little bit of a review of one of my all-time favorite cartoons. I wanted to do a review on the show Hey Arnold for quite a while now, so I think now that this is a good opportunity to do it because I've been thinking about it a lot. Now, Hey Arnold was a Nickelodeon show created by Craig Bartlett that ran from October 7, 1996, which is the premiere date, and the series ended on June 30th, 2004. So it went on for almost 8 years. And Hey Arnold has stayed with me throughout my whole childhood because I used to watch it so much growing up, even though my mom didn't really like it because of Helga, but Helga is actually my favorite character in the whole series, and I'm gonna explain why later. But Hey Arnold is such a show that it was one of those really rare shows in the 90s that was really ahead of its time. It had a really good diverse cast and it wasn't afraid to tackle serious issues but and also like a kid-friendly matter. Um like with Helga, she presents herself as such a force to be reckoned with. Um she's a school bully, to put it straightforward, but deep down she is messily obsessed with Arnold. Like, I know I've had crushes, but this girl takes it to the limit. But Helga has, like many other people say that reviewed the series, she's had some of the best dialogue in the whole series, and it's true when they say that, because she really does. And the voice actress for Helga, Francesca, I'm sorry I can't remember her last name, but she did a phenomenal job doing the voice of Helga, and I'm glad that she still did return to reprise her role as Helga Jeepataki in the Hey Arnold Jungle movie, which I would probably maybe do a review on that some other time if I'm in the mood to do it. Now, one of the reasons I love Hey Arnold is because, well, like I said earlier, it was really ahead of its time. When I was growing up watching it, there were so many, and I just mean so many things that went over my head as a little kid, and I know I'm not the only one who thinks that. But as I got older and started watching it again, it really hit me on how serious this show was. It dealt with issues like alcoholism, neglect, like some weight issues and addiction, and so many other serious topics that some shows were pretty afraid and still afraid to this day to kind of cover. But the way Hey Arnold did it oh my gosh, it just kind of took it to the next level, and I mean that in the best way possible. Like in the episode Chocolate Boy, all throughout the whole entire series, he is literally known as Chocolate Boy. Nobody knows what his real name is. It's just Chocolate Boy. And he is just a kid that eats nothing but chocolate, like chocolate ice cream, chocolate bars, you name it. As long as it has chocolate on it, he'll eat it. And one of the bullies, Wolfgang, he bet Chocolate Boy that he could go like 2 weeks without eating it. And if Chocolate Boy won the bet, he would get a bag of 10 pounds of chocolate. So Chocolate Boy went to Arnold to get some help, and Arnold helped Chocolate Boy beat his addiction. But when Arnold found out that it was all for a bet, Arnold was really hurt, and I don't blame him. I mean, like, helping somebody through addiction, that is, like, a really major thing. And going through, like, the withdrawal and all that, it was just really, really intense. And I've seen other reviews, like, cover Chocolate Boy, like Old School Lane. I am sorry if I got the YouTube name wrong, but they have covered this episode, and the way the host Patricia explained it, she just did like spot on portrayal. It was but the way Chocolate Boy was going through the withdrawal process, it was like a drug addiction because chocolate was his drug. And with the ways of the withdrawal, again, it was like going through like somebody who did crack or cocaine and all that, and the withdrawal process of all the symptoms and stuff like that. But again, in a kid-friendly manner. And when it came to Helga, holy crap, just holy crap. when it came to the episode Helga on the Couch, that's when it really dove into the backstory of how Helga is, like the way she is. And I kind of want to take like another video to review on that episode alone. So I'm going to be doing that. But to sum it up, Helga goes to therapy, like a child psychologist, and slowly but surely she starts opening up about herself and the reason why she loves Arnold so much. And um only and like before this episode, only Phoebe, Lila, and I think there was another character in the series, but I can't remember. But so far, Phoebe and Lila were the only ones that really knew that Helga was in love with Arnold. And when she opened up to Dr. Bliss about it and Helga on the couch, it really opened up her eyes. And it's like, wow, okay, this is really intense and really deep. But it portrayed it in a way that it would help us understand the way that Helga is the way she is. And it, Craig Bartlett himself stated that Helga on the Couch is his favorite episode, and I can see why, because it's my favorite episode as well. And wow. Another person, like a character I want to talk about on the show is Harold. Now, Harold is a boy who has weight issues. He's a kid that was kind of like big for his size, and I can relate to Harold because I never really been the skinny girl. I never have been, and I don't know if I ever will be, but I love the way that I am. I am an awesome person the way I am. I love my body. It is, like, I'm not trying to sound narcissistic or anything like that, but I'm comfortable in my own skin. I should have just said that in the first place. But in episode Wayne Harold, Sid, Stinky, and another kid, they bet him nickels or something like that he could eat 50 Mr. Fudgy bars. So, of course, Harold wins the bet. And then people start making fun of it because of his weight. Like, people have made fun of him over the course of the series of his weight, but in this episode, this is when they really tackled on the issue of weight problems. And then at one point, Harold sees a show on his TV about a weight loss cruise for kids. So when he goes on the cruise, he gets worried about what other people would think, and he starts gaining even more weight. And when he gets back, Sid was like, have you looked in the mirror? And Harold's like, no, they don't allow mirrors on the cruise. Why? So when Harold sees his own reflection in the water from the dock, he was like, who's that fat kid? And Arnold was like, that's you, Harold, because he gained so much weight. And it literally got to the point where he just locked himself in his room completely, like he didn't want to come out or anything. And I could kind of relate to that on a certain level because I just eat and eat and eat. I'm not a really active person. Like, I'll go for walks and I get, like, I'll do, like, some active stuff at work, like, whatever they need me to do, but other than that, it's not really much. And Wayne Harold is one of my favorite episodes because of the way that it tackles on the subject of weight loss and gaining weight and all that, because my whole life I've been struggling with that. And I've always had a hard time accepting myself just the way I am. And it wasn't until I was about 20, 21 when I finally, well, I am 21 right now, going on 22, but it wasn't until I was about maybe 19 or 20, it was like between 19 and 21, like those ages, that I finally accepted myself the way I am. And at the end of the episode, Wayne Harold, sorry for spoilers if you haven't seen it, but go see it. Arnold helps Harold lose enough weight to where he was back in his like original weight size, like in the beginning of the episode and throughout the whole series. And everybody, they were like, you look amazing, and they were just going on like that. And then everything went back to normal. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, like, really? Like, I know, yeah, I can understand that weight loss transformations is something, but it really shows how cruel people can get. And another episode was when Lila came into the series. I can't remember the name of the episode, though, but it was the only time they really addressed her being an almost poverty-like conditions. They were in this really rundown old building, and they never really addressed what happened to her mother. It was just her and her father, and they barely had enough food for just any of them, and it was really weird. I couldn't really understand that, but like ever since that episode, I'm not the only person that still wondered why they didn't address it more. But other than that, oh man, that episode, that whole series in total, it can really change a lot in a person of how they view in, like in some different ways. And if you haven't seen Hey Arnold yet, I really suggest that you guys go take a look at it as soon as possible. It is so easy to find on YouTube. All you gotta do is just type up Hey Arnold, and boom, so many episodes come up. And it is such an amazing show. Like, the animation, it aged very well, like, at least in my opinion. And that's something, because like not a lot of animation does that. So for the animation to still age well over 20 years later is still something. Like, that's amazing. And the characters, like, they're still really relatable on a high basis level. And I think with the way our society is now, I think they need to take a look back at some of the older shows, at least with my generation that grew up with. And Hey Arnold is one show I really think kids should be watching, because it'll give them a different aspect on life, and hopefully teach them some things that I really hope would stick with them as they grow up and get older and carry on with their lives. 'Cause we need that now more than ever with the way our society's going. And oh my gosh, that show, I could just say so much, but I only got a stupid time limit that I gotta follow. But oh my gosh, honestly, I just really thank Craig Bartlett for creating such a phenomenal show. Like, and so many other people that watched it, they can agree, like, it is one of the greatest Nickelodeon shows, at least, if not one of the greatest cartoons of all time. At least it is to me. Like, I'm a cartoon fanatic. I'm in my 20s and I still love cartoons. I'm not afraid to say it. I love cartoons. I always have and I always will. And Hey Arnold is something that I am definitely going to be sticking with for the rest of my life. Like, even someday when I have kids, I'm going to be like, you need to sit down and watch this show. It's a really good one. Like, I really hope that they do. And it's just so amazing, like, with the music and everything. Like, I never been a jazz person. I'm not really much a fan of the jazz genre in particular, but in Hey Arnold, it gives also like an urban twist to it, as I seen in like a trivia video about it, that actually makes me like jazz, because of how Jim Lang composed the music and all that for the series, and I applaud him for that. Like, thank you, Jim Lang, for creating such amazing music on that series. We really need that. That is something that we can really use in more series like that. If Jim Lang, please do something, please. But yeah, it's just overall, like, out of 5 stars, I give Hey Arnold like 1,000,000,000 stars. It is such a phenomenal show, and I really highly recommend everybody to go see it. I hope it changes you. Like, I hope you guys see it as a new perspective on the take of, like, city life and the kids, like, especially how it was in the 90s and early 2000s, and just overall of how each characters are in particular. Like, you look at Harold with his weight, you look at Helga with her parents and being neglected all the time, and her mother being an alcoholic, and you look at Arnold, the main character, with his parents being missing and all that, but it just really sticks with you, and I hope that it does that in a really good way, as it did with me. So, I gotta go, my time run is almost up, but I really do thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedule to watch this, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope you guys have a really great day. See ya!